Yeah.
You're big, man.
Out angle.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of Fit Club Unleashed. We have one of my favorite athletes and human being. Thank you for
brother.
taking time.
Of course.
I don't think I need to introduce you, but this is Regan Grimes. I still do it. How are you doing, man?
Great, man. Great. Thanks for having me out. Obviously, I love Fit Club. This is one of my favorite gyms to train at, so I'm happy to be a part of the first podcast.
Episode, yeah. And this is Jesse, one of my best friends. He's my co-host.
Awesome.
With the next episode, you're going to also learn more about him and me. But what's special on this podcast is, maybe you guys see, we are at Fit Club. So this is the first time something like this we try. So if something goes wrong, it's okay.
Yeah, we just roll with it.
You ready?
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
So this podcast is more about people in all industries, what fitness means to them, how they come to fitness. Tell us, how did you even started with fitness?
Jeez. It goes way back, actually. I competed in motocross. So I used to race
Wow.
dirt bikes, yeah. That was something that, like, my dad did when he was younger. So then as I got, older, I wanted a dirt bike every year for Christmas, and he wouldn't get me one. And eventually he did. And we really got heavily into motocross. But as the years went on, it's such a crazy sport, right? Like, the injuries are insane. So every time I've been injured in my life is from motocross. And once I stopped, I really haven't been severely injured. I've had ruptured spleen, broken left arm, broken left leg. So that was like the worst injuries I've had.
I don't think you could ride a motocross now, man.
No,
I don't think they make it for 300 pounds, people.
Yeah, no, it's funny because actually, like 3 or 4 years ago, I bought one again because I got the itch, and I, obviously, I have to be very, very careful.
Exactly.
But I'd go out and literally in a corner, the bike would, the fender at the back would hit the back wheel in the corner.
That's
because
crazy.
it's just bottoming out, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
when I moved first to Vegas,
Yeah.
I had a scooter,
Oh, did you?
and it was just a 50cc scooter, and police stopped me all the time.
No way.
They're like, bro, this is not made for you. You need to buy something big. I'm like, bro, what is it? It says 250 pounds. I'm 250.
That's hilarious.
It
Is it
looks
legal
so
or is
funny.
it okay to drive a scooter?
I mean, I don't know how legal it was because I had no license plate, but they
Right.
were just joking with me because imagine me
Right.
in booty shorts and tank top.
Heading for a leg day.
Yeah, they were laughing.
That's
So,
funny. That is funny. But yeah, so I raced motocross, and then from there, I kind of got out of it because, like, I saw the injuries coming. I actually kind of get scared eventually, and my passion for it kind of fell off a little bit. And then I was like, what do I do now? So I got a gym membership. Started training, just kind of fell in love with seeing your body change, and I'd grow my arms and chest. There was no leg day to be found at the start of training, but you'd get the girls, right? So you get the bigger arms, bigger chest. That's why I started,
Yeah.
right? It helped. In high school, this is like high school, way back, right? And then I went off to college.
so what age did you start the training?
In the gym, probably grade 10 or 11, probably 11.
11 years. old.
Grade 11. So I don't know if you're 15, maybe. Yeah.
Did you ever go through a powerlifting stage like most do, or did you just sort of fitness
Not
in general
really.
and then
No,
just,
he's like, I need abs.
Yeah.
just-
I would do tons of abs, push-ups. So I was into more just I don't know, getting ripped.
Yeah, but
I was
that's what
always
you want.
Yeah. I was always an athlete. I did hockey, being from Canada,
Exactly.
obviously. But all the sports, soccer, we played, But yeah,
what
It's a
pushed
random
you,
thought, but how do you not have an accent?
I think I do a little bit. No?
I don't
know.
hear it.
a little
Yeah,
bit,
little bit in some words.
exactly,
Yeah.
the S's.
The S's, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons why you're nice. I think Canadian people are always nice.
What transitioned you from just general fitness working out to got you directed towards bodybuilding?
Yeah, that's interesting. So I went to college, moved away from my little hometown, and I just met some friends in school, and a couple of them were actually doing a competition in a year or something, and I watched the journey of them doing that, and they were like, bro, you should, I train next to them. And they're like, bro, you should do a competition or something. I'm like, nah, I just love the gym. I just eat like crazy. I'm eating, whatever. I had no idea about diet.
Yeah.
It was $5 footlongs. I get 2 of them, Subway, whatever. And eventually I actually I went and watched their competition. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I will try this. And a year later, I did that same show, and I ended up winning it. So I was like, yeah. As soon as I did my first one, it's funny because when I did the first competition, I actually did men's physique and bodybuilding. I won the men's physique one, and I got second in the bodybuilding.
Wow.
So yeah, so I was a little confused. I'm like, maybe I'm meant for the men's physique one, right?
What could have been?
Yeah.
I mean, I started with men's physique
Did you too?
Same,
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good place to start,
Yeah.
but obviously you are not anymore men's physique. So.
Yeah. It was a guy that was competed for maybe 5 or 6 years. And when I came off and I was like, dude, what should I do? Like, should I go bodybuilding or men's physique? He's like, just go and just grow. You're going to be a bodybuilder. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you definitely are. Let's put some pictures in the background.
And so you just pretty much went nonstop as soon as you did your first show. You never had any gaps, or you
As
sort
soon
of
as
was
I did,
unsure.
Yeah, I did that first one, and then I took 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I went from I competed at 176 and under.
Oh, wow.
So I was like 175, I just was in the cut, and then 2 years later I was 205.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
2 years later I was 205 on stage, and that was so in Canada it works like you do one competition, which is what's the word for it?
Qualifier.
Like a level one show, and then if you got in the top 5 there, you could go to the provincials, and that was like the level 2 show. And then if you got top 5 at the provincials, you could go to the nationals where you could get your pro card. So there used to be 3
But
steps.
that's in Germany. That was in Germany back in the days too.
Did they have it as well?
That's why back in the days not a lot of people got
No.
the pro card.
There was one a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
in Canada,
even-
one a year.
Yeah, even when I was 2014, I won the nationals.
Mm-hmm.
There was just like 3 pro qualifiers in the whole Europe. There was Arnold Europe.
Mm-hmm.
I think you did that show too.
Arnold Brazil. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. And Arnold Europe, bro. The whole everybody from Europe went to that show.
Really?
Like you had the best in the Europe. That was impossible to win.
Right.
Now
Like
you
one guy is
literally-
winning that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was just once a year.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like a better system, so you actually filter up and you actually can stage yourself up into a better physique against not
Yeah.
just the.
I agree.
You know,
Yeah.
you're
not-
And it's like, when you won that Canadian national show, like everyone knew who that
who you
person
are.
was. Now, like, I don't know, there's certain shows where I've
Nobody
seen an ad for 100 pro cards.
Yeah.
I was like, what is that? I was like,
Exactly.
that's crazy.
I mean, at the nationals they give 100.
100.
Yeah.
I saw that ad for it. I was like, how? I guess that's bikini. I mean, even if it is all the classes, that's a lot.
And it keeps you from having like some NPC shows. You'll see a guy that's like literally looks like a seasoned pro next to like a bunch of regular guys who just started bodybuilding. Where I see in that system, you'd probably have a lot more balanced competition across the board.
Absolutely,
on
with
each
the
level.
with the 3 levels.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Because like it's hard. Actually, it was something else to get top
Oh,
5
yeah.
at the second one.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it was
like-
actually like everyone from Canada would be there because there was only one show to get you to that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was.
Like
was cool.
that was back in the days too. In Switzerland we had maybe 3 pros. Now you go to a gym here,
Yeah.
you meet somebody, he's like, "Oh, I'm a pro." I'm like,
In
"Which
what?
category?" I'm
Yeah.
men's physique. I'm like,
And
okay.
rowing.
Especially with men's physique classic.
There's so
not
many.
always the biggest guys or whatever, but like there's just so many.
Well, the
like you
problem
said.
is it's great for competition, but it's not as good for profit.
right.
You
Yeah.
got to have the
Yeah,
more
I
you can
mean-
spread it out, the more money you make off of it.
Yeah, I mean,
True.
I could talk about this 2 hours, but I think everybody knows it's the business at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It just loses the excitement to have a pro card, to be honest. Like, to be a pro doesn't mean a lot anymore.
No, you got to be a good pro.
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah.
right? So it grew the sport, as in like there's way more pros.
Yeah.
But again, there's only like the certain percent that go,
Yeah.
to the Olympia.
And I think you did also a lot for the fitness industry. I mean, I don't know how many people followed your journey from beginning, but I told you the story. When I came to the US, that's full cycle. Like I was
yeah.
watching your YouTube video
Yeah,
every day.
same, same.
I was
Crazy,
waiting
so cool.
every week for your prep files.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy.
Awesome.
And that made me want to be a bodybuilder, you
Wow,
know?
yeah.
But these days now you watch men's physique,
Yeah.
people don't want to be bigger. They watch Chris Bumstead. Nobody
Yeah.
want to be an open bodybuilder.
It's true. Because
So-
back then, that was it.
Yeah.
Like you wanted to be, and I say this now too sometimes, but maybe it's not true, but like every classic guy at first wanted to be a bodybuilder, right? They just fit that category now.
Exactly.
So
It's
they're
easier.
just
So
yeah, it's easier. It's still hard as shit though, for sure. Like
No,
they get
it
shredded,
is.
but the category fits them where they don't have to now put on so much size.
now with easy, I mean, it takes less years.
Yes, time. Less
sure,
time.
for sure.
It took you 10, 15 years to be
Yeah,
this size.
Exactly.
To get your pro card as classic physique with good genetics, you could get in 3-4 years.
I took 2 years off though. Remember? From
Oh, yeah.
classic.
I'm gonna come right back to that. I had that on my notes. So,
Yeah.
in my opinion, one of your biggest mistakes was to change to classic physique. I mean, I enjoyed to watch it.
Oh, for sure,
And
yeah.
you won the New York Pro. Who can say you won the New York Pro?
Yeah. Yeah. was
But
fun.
what do you think to that? Like,
Yeah, like for sure, it took a hit on the size. Like for sure, I had to literally I peeled muscle off for that prep. Not actually so much for the New York one, but even more for the Olympia one. Because for New York, I really just everyone I think's heard the story. I pulled like 20 pounds
Yeah.
of water. I didn't drink water for like 2 days.
Wow.
Barely any food. I had a little bites of salmon every 2 or 3 hours. And I dropped like 20 pounds. Made the weight for the New York, but then for Olympia, I was like, okay, I got to get like really in the shape, you know.
Yeah.
So now that 20 pounds came off without like water depletion, you know, I was right there, and that was some muscle lost.
I mean,
sure.
you still placed 10th, right, at Olympia?
Yeah, 8. I think it was 8.
8.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy when you think about it.
Yeah.
So, a dumb question, but
Yeah.
do you think your name plays a role? How you place in some of the shows, like Olympia?
I don't know about
How
like,
people look at you different?
Yeah. I don't know about Olympia. Maybe like in a Europe show where there's
Europe
like,
show.
you know,
For sure.
Spain or whatever, there's 30 guys and, you know, they know the familiar face.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you walk out and maybe they're taking a second glance.
Yeah.
It might help a little bit.
Well, it's more of a
but-
subconscious
yeah,
bias
exactly.
than it is an
Yeah.
actual political bias.
Right.
It's like,
oh, that's Regan. We're
yeah.
going to give him
if
like
you know who it
top
is,
5
you're going
for
to be
sure.
drawn
Yeah.
to them,
Yeah.
period. Which was what you bridging the gap early on by having your social media presence. You earn that, you know,
Yeah,
by making you exposing yourself to everyone in the public. Now you get that natural subconscious sort of extra look,
Right.
And that plays a part in a good
Yeah.
way.
Sure.
So that's also something I wanted to ask you. Do you like how big of a role plays social media? I think you made the good calls, like we talked the other day.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
started your career and you built your social media with it. What helped you with
Yeah.
sponsorships? That brings money, makes prep easier, makes life easier. You had your
Yeah.
own gym at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do, when somebody is new in this sport, what do you recommend? Like,
That's the thing. So I feel like there's a number of things. Like when I started my career, like social media was kind of just something you could. It was early on a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Not so many people were vlogging all day or posting daily pictures. Like it was pretty new, and I took an attraction to it. Like I really enjoyed sharing this like journey to the stage, and showing every bit of the way. And people comment and they're all relating, right? So, you're in your prep and wherever you are and you're commenting something and going through the same thing, cardio in the morning,
Yeah.
cardio at night, whatever, we're dying. And I think it was cool to have that, with the other people.
yeah, I think you were one of the first one who did those vlogs.
Yeah.
What, like you said, it helped me
Yeah.
because you feel like, oh, I'm not the only one who's suffering.
Exactly.
This guy's suffering
Yes,
too.
yeah.
Now,
And
when you first started that, so you're saying essentially it was more organic than it was like you didn't have like a huge marketing team trying to
No,
like lay it
yeah.
out for you, like how to get the
Yeah.
most attention or the most engagement. You just were just flowing with it. And
Just flowing with it, and
That's
I
even
was
better.
lucky. I had a friend that actually, I had a gym too, like which was around the corner from my house, and I opened a gym at a very young age, and I had a friend living with me who helped me with the gym, but he's also my videographer, so he would hang out with me all day,
Yeah.
and we would just fly by night, just film,
That's
right,
amazing.
and we would, back then the edits were just chopped. It wasn't there was
Yeah.
no fancy nothing, right?
Yeah.
But I think that was nice,
Yeah, and funny was like I told him the story. This is a funny story because 2018 was that. Then I was prepping for the Chicago Pro as an amateur, and you were
Yep.
prepping as a pro.
Yeah.
And I'm watching his vlogs. I'm like, I need to make a picture of him. I'm so excited. I'm at the tanning booth, and I have still the story like in my Instagram. If I would scroll back, I would probably
Really?
see it. I'm looking in front of me, Regan.
Wow.
I'm like. it was like it's such a crazy
Full
part. Now,
circle, yeah.
how
Yeah.
many years later we're sitting here and having
Yeah.
conversations? I'm like, back then, man, that's so cool, you know.
That's crazy.
And,
That's so cool.
And even then, like was that your pro debut?
That was.
Yeah, and you did
Well,
fifth.
Pro
Like
Open debut, yeah, 5th.
that's what I mean. It's hard to get your pro card, but you were a good pro.
Right.
Now you get your pro card and you're starting all the way from the back because
Yeah, literally.
it's
Yeah.
same for me. Like
Yeah.
I got my pro card, but I know till where my limits go, my genetic go.
Right.
And I accept I'm never going to be a first call out guy. So I think it would make sense in the future to make it a little bit harder, to be honest, to get your pro card.
For sure.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. Back to the social media part, how I kind of handled it, I guess, and like I said, I enjoyed it. A lot of the time, when I was younger, because I saw that, like, you know, the social how important it was to grow that, and you know, in order to make money in the business, to get contracts, to sponsors to want to work with you, you know, you need the eyes and whatnot. But a lot of time, like, I would go into my workouts and I would make my workout around the video. So like I would do certain things, certain movements that look good for the camera, whereas now, like, I'm obviously like not veteran pro,
Yeah.
but like I'm way down the road from that, and now like obviously social media comes like second. Like when I'm in the gym and training, I need to be like 100%
Yeah.
locked in, and if I get a good video out of it, that's great.
Cool.
But like before, it was like
Was the
video
opposite.
first,
Exactly.
and then the training. So you'd still get a good workout,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like
Yeah, and I think that's a critique that you off got, and and to be honest, also guilty.
Yeah.
Me as a fan, I always like if just I could put him in the house and not leave him out. This
Yeah.
guy would be Mr. Olympia. Like, but now me retiring, I am like the opposite. I'm like, I'm glad he did it because
Right.
it makes sense.
yeah.
Because now he's not relying on prize money.
Mm-hmm.
He figured everything out. Now he can do his hobby, and now you can focus.
Yeah,
And a lot of
absolutely.
people gave you criticism. Why is he not doing no traveling? Why he travels too much? He does this too much.
Yeah.
How you handle even traveling this much and still handling your career and everything? How does this work?
This was that's another thing. Like I've slowed down the travel a little bit because I'm really like trying to level up, and when you're really locked in, the travel does hurt you for sure. When I was younger, you know, like I've been to so many countries, so many expos. It's been so great, you know, to be able to shake the hands of so many fans around the world, right? And I'm happy I was able to do that at a young age,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because I've seen so many people. Now when I go back, you know, I see the same people and more, and it's really cool. But I'm just, I guess, lucky that I jumped on the social.
That you
part.
did it early on,
Yes,
and now
yeah.
now you can concentrate on other things.
Yeah. So now, like with the social media, you know, of course I do some organic things myself, but I also work with like someone to help me because I have to be focused on my training. You know, so yeah. And that I just actually like a month ago started working with someone like full time, which is
Who's
really
doing
great.
videos and stuff.
Yeah. So
It takes a lot away, right?
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like people don't realize how hard it is to do
Oh, for
YouTube. Like
sure.
when I was in Turkey, I got randomly not famous but well known. So I started my YouTube channel
Yeah.
and it blew up. So I was doing 3 videos a week.
Wow. Yeah.
And my own edit, my own
Wow.
filming. It was
Yeah.
so much work.
It's crazy once you. And that's the thing. Like you'll do the day, you'll film the day,
Yeah.
and then you got to relive it in the editing.
Yeah.
you know, it's like I just want to just post it or whatever.
Yeah, and like you want to also do something without the film. Like you go to
Right.
the gym.
Yeah.
Like, hey baby, can you quick film? Like, I'm like, no, I just want to do the set and
Exactly.
like get over with. But
yeah.
but it's like the crazy part is the last 1.5 year opened my eyes so much because
Yeah.
social media is very fast, and I think Instagram and stuff is very overrated. I think still YouTube is the biggest thing. So
I agree. Yeah.
what I learned is people who watch your videos, they think like you are friends with them. They are like
Yeah.
they're hearing you.
Yeah,
100%.
They are like,
personal.
oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
watching this. He watches you for 30 minutes. Let's say weekly once.
yeah.
You become his friend. Like
Yeah.
every
If
time.
someone's spending 30 minutes watching your video,
Yeah.
like they're like what's the word? They're
Invested.
invested in you, and maybe they want to buy what you have wearing, or
Yeah.
you know, whatever.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
crazy also like a guy opened my eyes because I was like, I'm always somebody I want to overshoot. I want more. And I'm like, my videos get only 3,000 views. And
Right.
like, he's like, you said only. He's like,
Yeah.
imagine now 3,000 people
I know.
stand in front of you
Yeah.
and listen to you for
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
like, this is
You know what
3,000
that is.
people.
You've done like comedy things,
Yeah.
right? In front of maybe much less than 3,000.
Whoa, way less, yeah.
So yeah, you see 3,000, you're like, shit,
And like
this-
for you is even crazier. Like imagine
Yeah.
50,000 people
50,000.
watch your
It's a lot of
video.
people.
You can't
Yeah,
even
yeah.
fill you can fill a stadium with 50,000
true.
people.
What's your Instagram up to now?
1.9 million.
Wow.
Yeah,
And I think 380 or something on YouTube.
yeah, around there.
Huge,
Yeah.
huge.
But yeah,
But you
I've
need
always
to-
said that YouTube is like tenfold Instagram. Like,
Yeah.
like posting a picture on Instagram.
It's very fast. And
Very, yeah.
Well, I think
it's-
Instagram's going to be more for like if it's business focused. Like if you're actually selling a product, trying to get engagement for the coaching aspect or something, yeah, it's probably going to be better in that aspect. But for influencing, I think
But I
you're never going to
but
have a
I
better
think
influence
even-
than long form
But I
interaction.
think even for coaching, it's better because people don't take coaching from you because you make a post on Instagram. But let's say you do a video where you explain why you're taking growth hormone or why you're doing
Talking about,
a
like-
workout this way. They say,
Yeah.
oh, this guy knows what he's doing.
well, someone
a
that's
short
already,
video of you in a grocery store and you're a
Yeah.
coach, right? And like you're saying why the sweet potatoes are better than
Yeah,
the white
it's
ones.
crazy.
And they'd be like, man, this guy knows what he's talking about.
I would not
Yeah.
believe it. Like
yeah.
it blew my mind. Like I have a coaching business in America and in Turkey.
Yeah.
In America, I do it since years. In
Yeah.
Turkey, because I did YouTube, it's 10 times faster. It's like because people know you. They're like, I want that he's my coach because he knows your personality.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's
exactly.
like it's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's like when people meet you in real life, they think they know you because
Yeah.
they watch you.
Literally, yeah.
I mean, I'm a person. I'm real on my videos too, so they actually know you.
Literally.
They
yeah.
literally know you.
Yeah, and then they see you in person and you're talking the same, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, it's more
this is him.
smooth.
yeah.
Like I think today's the first time I actually met you directly.
Right.
But yet I didn't feel like I was meeting a stranger.
Right.
Or,
Yeah.
or even
Yeah,
have
yeah,
like that super. I mean, I'm a fan, obviously, but
Yeah.
not like that. Oh my God, I'm seeing someone I never
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
before.
yeah.
Because I
It's very-
felt like I've seen this guy for years,
Right.
for hours on end. I sort of felt like I know you without knowing you. So
Right.
it helps everything.
Super cool.
Yeah, so I thought like you were a little bit slowing down with YouTube. So now more
Yeah.
stuff gonna come.
More on YouTube. More specific videos too, not just like full days, which is cool. We're gonna throw some of those in, but certain things like my grocery shopping. So like what I get at the grocery store,
Yeah.
why I get it, what I'm getting, what I'm eating. So kind of that's one video, and then like maybe a topic of like something else, right? So we're doing some more specific videos,
Yeah.
which I haven't really done. I usually always do more of a like
Workout.
a workout, and then maybe a pre-post workout something.
And to be honest,
Yeah.
can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
Like being in so long in this industry, I don't like watching workout videos.
I
When I
figured,
watch
yeah,
your
yeah,
video,
yeah.
I'm watching the part till you go to the gym, and then I'm scroll forward,
Yeah.
like, and then you're on your post
I do
workout
too,
meal. I'm
true.
listening again. I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't want to
yeah,
watch
yeah.
you work out.
It's
Like
so
I'm
true.
every day in the gym.
But you
Yeah.
got to remember too, though, guys like me and you that's trained
Yeah.
ourselves for a long time.
Yeah.
We're
It's
probably
all-
not going to watch that part because we train
Yeah.
ourselves
Yeah.
so
It's
much.
all
but-
the same.
But the
usually,
younger
right?
crowd
Yeah.
that doesn't have a lot of lifting experience, they might watch just that part because they don't have that experience of knowing what it's like to pull weight. and
If
all
you're
that stuff.
explaining the workout a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's just going to be a montage, like
That's
ooh.
yeah. I think
Unless
most
you're
of-
super ripped or something
Yeah.
at the time.
Like
I don't know.
yeah,
or
like
in a
for
really
instance,
cool gym.
I love Derek. He's a really good friend of mine. I can't watch his video. I told him a million times, like, you're just working out.
Yeah,
I can't watch your videos. You're
And
just
there's
working
probably
out.
not much banter in
No,
between
it's
the
just
sets.
working out.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
But I think we are just we are level in a different level that we don't want to watch it anymore. Like he
Yeah,
said,
the general
probably
public.
somebody who starts new want to see
Exactly.
what he's
Yeah, like,
doing.
yeah,
But
a 19-year-old or 18-year-old kid that's just starting, he's going to watch that religiously. Like
Yeah,
everything you do,
absolutely.
every elbow, where you put your elbow, where you grab the bar. You
Yeah.
know, he's
And I
watching all that
yeah,
stuff.
I tell you, full day of eating, I would watch from people even I don't know.
True.
Like I go on YouTube, it could show full day of eating. I'm watching it. I
Yeah,
just want to
it's
see
just
how he's
weird
eating.
It's so weird how like food is so attractive.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Like I admit, I watch full day of eating with people I don't even know. Like I just want to know how he eats.
Have you
Sometimes I
seen the videos,
Google.
full day of eating as a fat person.
Yeah.
Have you seen those ones?
Well, no, there's
they do that.
OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah.
There's OnlyFans for that.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
Yeah, full days of eating as a fat person. First stop.
And they make
donuts and donuts.
Damn,
And,
you
There's
brought
a
that
name-
now a whole new level for me, man.
There's a name for
What
it.
a
It's like
binge watch now.
I can't believe it. There's a couple people that died. Like they
oh,
were big
yeah, they got
influencers.
really. They
and
were
just-
skinny, and they got like people probably sending them food to eat on camera,
Oh.
and they got like so unhealthy, right?
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah, I mean, you
mental-
can be skinny and unhealthy too.
Yeah.
What I'm saying,
yeah,
these
Your
people just-
cholesterol can be bad if you are just
Yeah.
skinny. If you just eat
Yeah, you
trash.
can have like alcoholic liver from just overeating food.
Yeah, but that's still a bit the problem, like with social media. Like with me, for instance, having a YouTube channel, like stuff that I think are interesting, people don't like to watch. Them stuff that I think like, okay, let me just post it to feel it, and like I was like 5,000 people watch. I'm like, why are you guys watching this? This is boring.
Right. Yeah.
But it's like, how do you do that? Like,
Yeah.
do you guys plan like, what should we do, or do you randomly?
But that was literally the thing. Even back in the day, I was like,
Just randomly,
oh,
right?
maybe people don't like. I don't know why people like this, right? But
Yeah.
it's like, but they just do because
Yeah.
you're just. I think there's a goal at the end of it, right? So when I would do the videos, I'd always be like, okay, 50 days out, 49
Yeah.
days out. So it's giving them something, to kind of watch.
Countdown.
How is that changing? Does he look better?
Yeah.
There's something to follow.
And it's
there.
relatable because they're probably trying
Probably.
to either just starting dieting or they've been in it
Yeah.
a while, and that's probably like usually the most boring part of their day.
Mm-hmm.
But when they see you doing it, they can now relate even more because where they might get negative about, man, another meal. It's like, this guy's doing another meal too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can do another meal.
And they could be maybe 70 days out, and you're 30.
Yeah.
How do I look versus him?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
his 5 days, 20 days, whatever days. Those
Yeah.
videos are the best.
Those are cool. Yeah.
Like I said,
A
you
lot
need
of
to
work,
start
though.
that.
A lot of work, but
you need to
yeah.
start that,
I
man.
know.
I
know.
told you that last year.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but I
Yeah.
told you last year. I'm like, you need to
do
do
those
that
videos
again.
again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think
because
you can still do it.
I would still watch it.
You just have
Yeah,
to have
sure
an
can do.
extra extended team for that period, so you can still do like you
Yeah.
said with training, where you just focus
Yeah.
and you don't have to pay
Because
attention.
everything is at such a high level now,
Yeah.
like the training, like you can't just have a slack workout.
No.
Like,
Exactly.
You can't. So, yeah.
But I don't think even the workout is that important, to
Right.
be honest. You could literally have a 5-minute clip of your workout.
This is true.
10 how you talk, how you feel on that day.
Yeah.
10 at the end, how tired you are, and
Right.
people still love it.
This is kind of what Sam does, right?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Basically
what it
just-
works.
Yeah, it does work.
Now, through your rise in the social media up to that 1.9 million or whatever, did you see any parts of that journey where it had bigger spikes than others? Obviously Olympia, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
was there any phases in between where it was just totally stall and then like skyrocketed? Or
Yeah, it's always when you're in the contest prep.
Yeah, it
I
is.
find it's always the most interesting part for people.
Okay.
'Cause there's really something to follow. There's like a goal not far, and people like to see that. I think. Of course, like when you're in a really good shape, you're ripped up.
For sure.
That's better,
More
right?
appealing.
Yeah. I think skin. Like when you got the tank top on.
Yeah.
A lot of the bodybuilders now, pump covers, and they don't really show
Yeah.
the muscle, right? Which it doesn't catch the eyes
Yeah.
right away. On an Instagram post, for instance. Yeah.
and
I
you're
mean, like I said, those countdowns are just more exciting because people are looking forward to see something, And I really think you should do
Yeah.
like again those real like even sit down, eat your meal, and talk. That's
right.
crazy, but it works.
Yeah.
Because you are also like you are a very friendly person. Like you are overly friendly. I mean, you're Canadian, like now. So that's why it works. Like some bodybuilder can't do that.
They're
I
too
would not
edgy.
listen to everybody who's just talking.
True. Yeah.
But you could literally do that.
Hey, maybe I will after this.
Yeah, like really do. And like I say that because I see it on myself. People really tell me every time, just turn the camera on and talk. I'm like, why are you watching this? But they just want to see that.
Yeah,
They don't want to see me doing crazy ass stuff. They're like, I just wanted that you talk. And like I'm like, this is so weird.
Also, the people from Turkey, like, do they like to follow you because you're here and you've experienced so many different things? You worked with so many cool people.
Yeah,
like
and
this
in
too.
Turkey, being IFBB Pro means way more.
Right. I was gonna
There's
say.
like in 80 million of population, there's
Yeah.
maybe 10, 15 pros.
I was gonna say like you're top
yeah,
guy there.
Yeah,
like, of
I am top
course.
guy there. There's
Yeah.
not. There's just one other classic physique pro in
Yeah.
Turkey.
Wow.
Now
Imagine.
Turkey, like as far as making money, like sponsors and
It's
supplement
not that
companies,
big.
it's not really like
It's not that big.
No.
Yeah.
Is there like a protein like supplement brand?
No, there is
in-
brands.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there is good brands.
Mhm.
For instance, ESN has a daughter company who's in Turkey.
Oh, okay.
Called Haiku. Like there's good
They're
stuff,
huge,
but they
obviously.
are way back.
Right,
Like
okay.
even I trained in a gym. We didn't even have the leg press.
Wow.
Imagine you go to a gym and you have no leg press.
In a major city?
Wild, yeah.
Major
That's
city.
crazy.
Wow.
You have a hex squat, no leg press.
I just know Turkey for good hair transplants.
Oh yeah,
That's all I
yeah. I mean,
Maybe good dental,
surgery
too?
is generally good. Like
Yeah.
everything in surgery is
Really?
really good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you retire, I would do it too. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care. I have no hair left. I really don't
It
care.
suits you. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so, how did your life change since your son is born? That's I think.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That's
Yeah,
why
it's a
you
big
probably
one.
also travel less.
Yeah, as well. Yeah, 100%. Like we were in Canada we were here, and then about 7 months ago we went back to Canada, and we were there ever since. So as soon as we could, come back here, we did. Got his passport, and then we came back. But yeah, it's a lot of. I mean, it's so rewarding. Like it's the best thing in the world. I've learned a lot of. Bodybuilding is a very selfish sport. So like with the baby, he comes first. So when you wake up in the morning, he gets the bottle. Like before I take my morning vitamins and my meal, you got to take care of him. So you learn a lot of patience. For sure.
Are you working harder because it's not just your life? You have responsibility.
I do get a few extra reps for sure. Like literally, like in the gym, I'll think about them for a second, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I think for bodybuilder is a big deal having kids because, like you said, we only think about ourselves,
All
and
the time, yeah,
especially in prep.
Yeah.
I only think, like, I don't know how you guys are, but when I'm on prep, I can't even watch a movie.
No.
I watch a movie and think about my next meal, what I need to train tomorrow. I need to do this before bed. And my wife sometimes, are you even watching the movie? I'm like, my mind is already
I can
like
spend 5 minutes
for
and
the
then
morning.
I'm somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm on my phone or I'm somewhere else. So
It's crazy.
I don't have
so
the focus.
now you can do that.
Yeah.
Because now you have more responsibility. And
For sure,
I mean, you need to help your wife.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I do. Yeah, and I do as much as I can. It's amazing though.
So
Yeah.
she competed too before she was pregnant. Does she plan to go back, or is that now like?
Yeah. So she wants to compete again. Yeah, she'd love to be a bikini pro. She looked great in her last show. She's been so close, like second place twice. So she's got the itch and she wants to do it again. I think it'd be even more cool now that she's like had a baby.
Nice.
Did she do the Canadian nationals, or
Yeah.
does she has a green card here? Can she compete in America?
No, I think just in the States. But in Canada. But I think she could do like Arnold.
Oh yeah. Arnold's, yeah. But that would be cool.
Yeah, I know. I think she can do it. You just
But
gotta like.
Is that something that she's like sometimes when women get pregnant, like their whole life changes, they don't want certain things anymore?
No.
Is it that way, or is fitness still a big part of her life?
It's still a big like goal of hers, so she doesn't want to like just let that go because the baby, and.
I mean, that's good.
Yeah, I think it's good that she's still motivated for her own like goals as well, right? So we just basically like I'll go to the gym and I'll come back. I'll look after the baby. She'll go to the gym, then she comes back.
But you're probably gonna fall asleep, man. I would not trust it. She's coming home, the baby on the floor, you're falling asleep.
Nap time.
Yeah,
Nap time.
that's funny. Do it, yeah.
Did you guys? Did the baby ever wake you up in the night and you were like,
Dude,
does that happen often?
We are so lucky.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, yeah. Like I think he's a dream child. Like goes to bed at 8:30, wakes up at like 5:30 for like one feed, goes back to bed till 9.
Wow.
One feed. Like
He's looking out for you.
Yeah, he's growing. Right.
Yeah, it's a bodybuilder. Yeah. So this is the question I always ask parents who are bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Do you wish, or would you like that he becomes a bodybuilder, or do you think there's way better jobs in the world?
I think
A
I'm
honest answer.
huge. I'm huge on getting him into dirt biking because I did it. I thought it was just the coolest thing when I was young.
Yeah.
Like going to the dirt bike track on a Friday, staying over for the weekend. You race on Sunday, practice Saturday. Like it's just such a cool thing for families to do.
Yeah.
I want to get like an RV trailer and just
It's
go.
not the same with bodybuilding, yeah.
Yeah. So he can start that at like 3 or 4 years old. So I hope to do that.
I mean, in America, it's big, right?
Huge.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty
My
huge.
father-in-law was yesterday watching dirt
Yeah.
bike. I think it's big in America.
Certain regions are bigger
Massive,
than
yeah.
others, but yeah, it's big.
Especially here, I think there's tracks all over
Yeah.
Vegas. Yeah.
That's crazy. I want to see that.
Yeah, I wanted to buy him a bike already, but I think it's just too early. I was like, the new model will be better in 2
Exactly.
years. So,
Exactly.
So what's the minimum age? Like 2 years? Or-
As long-
like 3 years old probably. They can
Yeah,
get
right.
on
Yeah, they
training
need to-
wheels, you know.
Just need a
That's
bigger
crazy,
helmet.
yeah.
Yeah, like that's always a question. Like when you ask a bodybuilder, what do you want that your child? Like I mostly heard, like, please don't do bodybuilding. It's way too like
It's a tough sport.
it's a tough sport.
Very
man.
small percent. I mean, like
Make it.
Yeah, like can make a bite financially free. On
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Well, even not even just financially. I mean, as you guys
But-
know, psychologically too. Once
Yeah.
you open those doors into the
a
deep
lot.
realms of competitive bodybuilding,
Yeah.
some guys just can't handle that, and they
Yeah.
go off the rails or they get a little crazy.
Yeah.
It could shift your psychology. So
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
and I
many
think it's
reasons,
also-
mentally in the bodybuilding, mentally
Yeah.
in the social media.
Yeah.
The
Or-
attention and
yeah.
the changes.
Probably also hard
know?
having a dad who's that famous in that sport.
exactly.
Because then you
Yeah,
you,
well, we
you have
see
the
it. We see
pressure.
it with Sergio.
Yeah,
right?
that's with Sergio always. Like
yeah. Hunter.
Sergio's such a good guy, and every time I like people always bring that shit up.
Always.
Like why are you comparing him to his dad? Like he's his own person. But
Yeah.
I think that's hard.
So it's definitely one of those things too. The child's gonna see you, the dad bodybuilder like me, right?
Yeah.
And, I want to be like that. So it could happen, right? Like where he just gets in the gym.
Yeah, it'll be
and
one or the
wants
other.
to- yeah,
He'll either want
yeah.
to be far away from it,
Yes,
or he's going to
yeah.
want to be better than you,
Yeah.
or as good.
Probably
as you.
however I speak about it.
True.
At the time, maybe we'll.
Yeah, probably. If I would
Yeah.
have children, I would tell them
What would
do
you say?
everything but not bodybuilding.
But not bodybuilding.
Not
what would
bo-
you put them in? They
It's
should
hard
take up
to say.
tennis or something.
Yeah,
A lot of money in
I would
tennis.
like sports. Like
Yeah,
growing up in Europe, I really missed out on doing sport because in Europe you don't have sports in school. What you guys not
really?
even can imagine.
Wow.
If you want to play soccer or any sport, you do it after the school in your free time.
Really?
There is no sport. There's no sports teams for schools.
Oh.
So you
At
that-
what age? Like all the way
there's
through?
no age. There's any.
Wow.
You have like those 3 hours sport in the school, gymnastic. That's it. There's no basketball clubs, no soccer.
Wow.
You need to do that after school and go yourself.
Wow. Wow.
So I always like thought like I wish my son would be like in the football team, like one of those people, because I missed that out because this is so cool. Like
Yeah.
being in the school and do a sport.
Being able to do
It
that.
teaches
yeah.
you discipline.
So
It
many
teaches you so
things.
much. We don't have that.
Yeah, I think like hockey is very, very common. I played when I was super young, but like hockey at a high level, like my brother, for instance, he has 2 kids.
It's hard.
and they're playing like high-end hockey. He's like 11 years old. They're on the road 4 days a week. Like he's on the ice like 5. It's crazy.
I want to see. Do they fight too, kids? Are they allowed to fight too?
I think they can bang into each other,
That's
but I
so
don't
funny.
think it's like
Imagine like
Yeah.
5-year-old
Let 'em
kids
slug it
like
out.
throwing their gloves down and fight.
yeah.
No, but hockey is. I think hockey is one of the craziest sports.
It
man.
is wild, yeah,
In which
yeah.
sport is it allowed to just fist fight?
I know. Just
But
like pull the gloves. and
Yeah,
just
like
go at
how
it, yeah.
like how does this make sense?
I know. Yeah.
I still this I like to watch it, but it's still to this day I think it doesn't make any sense.
No.
Well, I think it's because they realize they only can get so much leverage being on ice, so it's not like you're standing on turf beating the hell out of
But
somebody.
still, like
you're
it's
still hitting them.
It's
but
so awkward. You
Yeah.
literally allow them to take their gloves off and fight each other.
Yeah.
Imagine in basketball, like somebody
So
pushes
true,
you.
So true. I never really think about it much because it's so like just normal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
but
I watch hockey like that. Yeah.
yeah,
but if you think about it, it's really weird. Like,
Yeah. You just don't like a guy on the other team right away. Just go and grab him.
yeah, that's it's,
or he
it's
took
so
out one
weird.
of your partners in the last game, so you got to get him back.
That's so great. And in other sports, it's the opposite. I played basketball. You can't touch him even from the back.
Right.
It's everything is foul. You can't do anything. Like every touching means like it's foul. Like it's crazy.
Basketball's one I never really went far. Like I never played a
Yeah.
lot. I like shooting and stuff, but
I mean, you are 6 foot, right, or 5'11"?
6, yeah,
Yeah,
5'11", 3/4, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think all three of us probably missed out on that.
Yeah, I'm 6'1". I missed it too. But I played also football, but football is so small in Switzerland.
same
There's like
in-
8 teams. You play a game, maybe 30 people are watching the game. Like you feel like
Right,
you're
right,
in the
yeah.
backyard. Like nobody cares. So you don't
I
have
did
the vibe.
rugby for a little bit, not very long.
That's
but
even harder.
It's a tough sport. My God, yeah.
I think the toughest sports are really hockey and rugby. Rugby players are like really crazy motherfuckers. Like they don't know like
no, it's just body to body.
Yeah.
Like no gear,
no
nothing.
gear, and we bodybuilders like, oh, my knees.
Yeah, exactly.
Let
These
me
guys-
take one
they're
plate
just
down.
smashing each other's heads into
and
each
then you
other.
look, they hit each other, everything.
It's like a 50-50 chance
Yeah,
you're going to leave with your
literally.
collarbone or
Yeah.
not.
Some people are just so built for that like
Exactly.
just smashing into each other. Wasn't
Yeah.
for me. I'm not. Like
So
that.
if you could choose being a professional dirt bike or being a bodybuilder now,
The same
would-
level.
same
Like, where you're
level,
at in
what would you
bodybuilding,
choose?
Man, that's such a
Motocross.
No, that's a good
If
question.
you flip the
such a
coin
good
right
question. Such a good question. Damn.
Because I heard from you, you have still so much passion for it that you
Yeah,
want.
I
that-
love it. I love motocross, and then the question kind of leaves you with like, oh, I wonder what that'd be like, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess I gotta stay with bodybuilding because it's been so good to me. You know, like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
been- yeah. But I'm curious to
much
see
more
how that
exposure.
would be. You know, like
Yeah.
that's probably.
The-
I watch like I follow a lot of the pro guys, like top
Yeah.
10 motocross racers, and I watch just the race every weekend. Like I do. That's like the one. Like I watch that over UFC fights.
Yeah.
Which is like
Yeah, the
Yeah.
reason why I ask is because I do two things professionally. When you would tell me, would you rather be famous in bodybuilding or in comedian? I know instantly the answer.
Yeah.
I would choose comedian
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. because it's so rewarding.
Right.
And what I really don't like in bodybuilding is people turn their back to you so fast. Like you could be on top, you have
Yeah.
one slip out, people forget you.
So true.
Like
yeah.
people forget that you exist.
Yeah. And
Like
people remember you for your last showing.
yeah,
Basically.
that's
I
crazy.
think, yeah.
And it's funny because with him of all people over the years, I really was confused at that because there were certain phases of your career since I've followed anyway in
Yeah.
17
Yeah.
where it's like, what the hell are these guys talking about? Like this guy's a phenomenal. Like
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
get hate from left and
like
right.
you've
right?
really,
Like, it's
and maybe that's a byproduct of your major exposure. You know,
For
It's,
sure. Yeah,
good,
yeah.
good, bad publicity is good publicity even then though. But
Yeah.
I was always confused that I'm like, yeah, maybe he took some time or he switched things, but the
It's just
dude
hate.
is great.
Like
Either
how
way.
can you hate on somebody who's at Olympia?
Yeah.
And it's not
Like how many
it's-
people? You were on the Olympia. There were 16 people.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
16 in the whole world, and you still pick on him.
It's
and,
never enough though. It
Like-
doesn't. Some people.
and then you win, and then you said you didn't deserve it. Like then,
Right,
what is
right.
better?
Exactly. I get ninth.
When do you win? Being
I feel like those people are just always going to be those.
Well, you
people.
remember, it's about clicks. So
Yeah.
if they know you have a 1.9 million following and they say
Yeah.
some savage stuff about you,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
if they
yeah.
don't believe it,
Everyone's going to check them
everyone's
out.
going to go read it, watch it,
Yeah.
and then comment, engage.
Yeah.
So they're going to suck off of your exposure and your
True.
fan base, even if it's not true. So it's just they do the same with football right now. Like
Yeah.
you can have a quarterback have the most historical game in history. The next game he's a little off, and they're like, oh, he's going to get cut. It's
Yeah.
like, but
They'll
they do
they'll get a good article from both.
exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
yeah, but I agree with Jay Cutler, to be honest. If you would put your heads down and you can be Mr. Olympia. And I don't say that often because I lived with Derek. I saw him grow,
Yeah,
and you have the
for
tools to be a Mr. Olympia. And it's
thank you,
just
bro.
like the choices you make, But I now don't judge you anymore for the choices you did. Back in the days, couple
Yeah.
years before, if we would sit here, I would say why.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
now sitting a little bit back, I think that's the problem with bodybuilders. Like they just see, I'm a fan. I want him see on stage, but
Yeah,
right,
bro,
exactly.
he has a life.
Exactly.
Right.
He
Yeah.
can't pay his bills from just
Yeah.
competing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think for me it was because you were so well put together all around.
Yeah.
I just looked at it as like, well, whenever he does feel like it, he's going to kick asses again. So
Yeah, thanks, bro.
whether,
Thank
whether he wants to keep going or not, that's his choice.
Yeah. So what are your goals in bodybuilding and life? Where do you see yourself like in 5 years, in 10 years? How long do you want to even do this? Do you have even the goal being Mr. Olympia?
Yeah. I want to do. I don't want to be bodybuilding past 40. That's probably the cutoff. I'm 31, so I got
That's plenty of years.
I got a lot of years. I think my best years are going to be the next few for sure. I feel like that maturity is coming, and my body is starting to like get into its best form, I guess. And this year's going to be an exciting one. I mean, we're 10 weeks out from New York, so we're in full prep mode, and things are starting to happen, and it's exciting. But
Yeah, appreciate you again coming in.
Yeah,
Being in prep
yeah.
and all. And
Thank you.
Yeah, I
big
mean,
commitment.
that's why I was surprised. Like, that shows how nice of a guy you
Exactly.
are. You probably felt like,
for
I don't
no-
want to do this, but I can't say no.
I was sleeping at 5. No.
Brand
It's like,
new,
I'm coming.
he knows he don't have a ton. He's not going to gain a lot from it. He's just a good
Yeah.
guy in general. So yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, I
so
was happy to do it.
what goals do you have? Like, let's
Yeah.
say you want to build an own, like you're a person, you always had so good sponsors. But like Chris
Very lucky
Bumstead,
with that, yeah.
do you want to have sometimes something that you partially own or bring something out? I mean, you have your own clothing brand, but you have also sponsors. So I'm always
Yeah.
like, do you want something in the bodybuilding world after you're done, or what? Do you have any thoughts about bringing something out?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really honestly thought so much about it. I'm trying to just I'm just so focused on the next show, but I do believe in the next year, and with the baby, like there's just been so many
Yeah.
moving parts to my life the last 2 years that those questions we'll have answers soon. I think like what do I want to leave? I haven't asked myself those questions. Like what do I want to leave with? And
Yeah.
I know that I want to win the Olympia. I know that I got 15th, 9th, and this year I really want to get in the top 6. People will say, "What do you mean top 6? You want to win?" I'm like, I'm realistic.
Yeah, you're realistic.
Right? Like I'm realistic. I'm not delusional.
No.
So top 6. If I get in the top 6, I
That's
will be
great.
happy. I'll be really happy. If I get out of the top 6, I'll be kind of bummed. I'll be like, shit. I fell short of what I thought I could achieve. So 6th place, and then I want to win the next year. Like I want to see what I can do this year, and then try to win it the next year.
Well, I need to say, I know you since a few years personally, and I feel like you are way more confident this year than ever before.
Yeah.
Because like in the past years, like you were like, yeah, I mean, I would like to play somewhere in. Now you're like, I want to be top 6.
Yeah, but that's how it was or how I was, going into the Olympias, especially the first one. Maybe even the second one. I was kind of just like, the first Olympia for me in the open.
Yeah, it's always
for
like, let's
classic.
feel
I
it
was
out.
like, man, I'm gonna let's try to win this thing, whatever. And then because I competed against Chris before, right? And
Oh,
and,
yeah. Yeah,
and
yeah. Yeah, I forget about
what's funny is that we'll go back to that level 1 show I did, then the level 2 show. Like my second show, I was against him.
Yeah.
And in
Oh, yeah,
Toronto,
you
Yeah.
won
yeah,
one.
so
and-
I remember that. Yeah,
so
yeah.
so I won the open bodybuilding. I got second. He got 4th.
Wow.
And then he got first in the junior. I got second.
That's so weird.
That's-
That doesn't make sense.
I don't know how. I would love to ask questions to the judges how that happened.
If you watch this and you are a judge,
Yeah.
let us know.
Now, would you say from your first bodybuilding show, right, the intensity of stepping on that stage for the first time and presenting your physique and having that-
Olympia
or at your very first
Okay.
competition
Yeah,
ever?
yeah.
Was it more overwhelming that first ever show stepping on stage or the first Olympia stepping on stage?
Oh,
far as just the
jeez, so
adrenaline.
different feelings. Different feelings. I remember, you're going to the Olympia. You know you're going. Like you made it because you won a pro show, which is like not a lot of people get to do. Which was super cool. And my first Olympia, I was just like, I'm just gonna embrace and get some pictures beside these guys. Like I want to see what can I stand with these
Yeah.
guys or so I get in the lineup. Who gets called right in front of me? Phil Heath, me,
Wow.
Big Grammy.
Then
I'm
you're-
in between those two.
Oh.
So I'm literally going up. I'm behind the curtain, right? I'm looking left end. I'm literally laughing to myself because I'm like, this is
This is
crazy to
reality.
me. Like I don't come close. I'm in a different
Level.
level right now. But this is super cool. So I was just like, let's get up there. I want to see some pictures, videos, and let's just have some fun. And then, of course, the years go on. You want to continue leveling your game up. So.
Yeah, man.
That's
I
what we
really
do.
believe you can do it
Yeah.
this year. I love your
you.
confidence.
Yeah.
And I wanna see you up there being in the top 6, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't want to hold you longer. I know you're in prep. You probably need to go take a nap.
Eat or nap, one or the other.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
No, thanks for having me. I'd
Yeah,
love
man.
to do it again, guys.
Yeah,
It's
for
sure.
a lot of fun.
Thank you for
Hopefully
coming.
we'll be on here talking about the win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have
That'd
you
be
here
great.
after when you still
Perfect.
when you eat again.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
Thanks for doing it.